Welcome to my world on April 3rd, 2020. Um, I was talking to a friend yesterday about how afraid people are to get close to each other. This social distancing, afraid of contacting the virus, which is highly contagious. And people are rightly afraid of catching it. And as we talked, I could not help but think of 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love. Perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. So loved ones are sick, not just with the virus and dying, people with cancer, people with accidents, people with kidney failure, and people are in the ICU, they're in hospital rooms, and they're isolated. No one can even go see them, let alone touch them. And people are afraid to touch. I mean, I was in Walmart getting a prescription, and you could see people kind of putting space around themselves. And social distancing makes sense. Yet without courageous people, and I mean this, without the courageous people in the medical field willing to touch the unclean, many more would die, and other problems happen because isolation is not healthy for people emotionally, which affects their health physically. I was thinking about this, and Jesus' willingness to touch the highly contagious is amazing. And you say, well, he was God, he couldn't get sick. Well, he could get sick. He got tired, he got exhausted, he got weak, he could get sick. Someone said, well, he could heal himself. Yeah, he could have healed himself. But he could get sick. So in Matthew 8:1-3, a leper comes to Jesus and says, if you will, you can make me clean. And Jesus didn't even have to get close to him to heal him. But it says, and Jesus touched him. He made himself vulnerable to this man that was unclean, that was deadly disease unclean, highly contagious, that people were terrified of. And Jesus loved him and wasn't afraid. I just think about that. And that's just a couple verses later. Peter, the disciple, his mother is sick, and she's got a fever. And Jesus touches her. It doesn't just say he healed her, he touched her. Another spot, just another chapter or so down the road, a woman who's got an issue of blood, and she's unclean. She's not supposed to be in public. She wants to touch Jesus, and he doesn't get mad because she touched him. She says, where are you? What do you want? He's not afraid. In Matthew 8:15, or Matthew 14:36, it says this: as many as touched Jesus, they were made whole. And it's not because Jesus considered himself invincible, that it wasn't being foolish that he did this and allowed this. It's because he loved them. Because perfect love casts out fear. Everyone Jesus met was loved. Isn't that interesting? It's not just his loved ones. We don't completely isolate from our family. I still kiss my wife. We hold hands. Perfect love casts out fear. And I won't say that my love is perfect, but I do love my wife. So I read an article today written by Dr. Eugene K. Choi called Why Coronavirus Should Be the Least of Your Worries. And I'm thinking, oh boy, another article that's just an opinion. And in the article, the doctor reminded us that fear actually weakens our immune system, makes us more vulnerable to getting sick. And I'm going to put if you look underneath the YouTube video, I'll put that, the link for that down there. You can look it up. But I actually believe this: not only does fear make our immune system weaker, But love, I think, makes it stronger. Loving God and trusting God, all of his law is wrapped up in love God, love your neighbor. And doing that makes you healthier. Proverbs 3, verse 8 says, trusting God in his word is health. If you trust God in his word, that's health. Proverbs 4:22 refers to listening to God, and God says that we are to love others. 1 John 4:20, right after perfect love casts out fear, says, how can you say you love God and not love other people? If we listen to God, his words are, according to Proverbs 4:22, his words are life unto those that find them, and health, get this, health to their flesh. I think that's interesting. So I want to close with this. There is no promise here that you won't get sick if you love and touch people. Neither is there a statement that you should go out and be foolish and just touch, and ignore social distancing. But there is a promise in this that you will be healthier if you love people and let love replace your fear. I'm going to read the verse again and we'll close with this. There is no fear in love. Perfect love casteth out fear, for fear hath torment. And he that feareth is not made perfect in love. And we all have a long way to go in being made perfect in love. May God bless you today. Amen.